Welcome back to Path to Rome. As we gear up for our adventure series, episode 1, I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you about everything that I pack when I hit the trail, especially for an adventure like we're about to take. Having all the essential gear is incredibly important when you're out on the trail. One, for safety, but two, it's going to help us get where we want to go, how we want to get there, with a little bit of comfort and a little bit of ease. So let's check out some of the stuff that I like to use and that I like to pack when I hit the trail, especially for an overnight trip. First one here, Rome Adventure Company Vagabond XL tent. Now, sleeps like 3 to 4 people. I'm a large person. I'm so comfortable in this tent. It's great. I have it in black. It blocks the sun out in the morning. You sleep great in it. It's November and I expect temperatures to be down in the 20s. So this thing's going to help keep us warm along with our great sleeping bags and everything that we wear to stay warm when we're out on the trail. One of my favorite mods of all time is my Dometic CFX 45. This thing's a 45 quart refrigerator. I mount it right in the back of the Jeep on the American Adventure Labs mass platform. I'll show you some straps, how it works, and I'm going to show you how I install it. Holds it down while I'm bombing through the desert and I'm on any trail. Keep whatever drinks I have cold and whatever food I need while we camp. So, I'm kind of new to this game, but I just got one of these little power banks. Now this is going to come in super handy on this trip, and as you go through the adventure series and follow along, you'll understand why. Now, just a couple other little things. So, we're heading out to a very remote part of the desert, and it's going to be really dark. Now, there's some pretty cool things that we're going to see out there, but that's right, we need some red flashlights. I'll explain later. I always like having this with me, especially when I go out. Life Straw, this thing's great. If you ever get stranded, you never know. I'm going to be 150 miles away from the closest city, so it's good to have some survival tools. I have a bunch of other stuff as well, but this is just kind of one that I picked up recently, as my other one has kind of just been sitting in the bag, fortunately, and I figured I'd get a new one. Here we got straps, the connection pieces for the mast floor. This is a big one. Maybe ask, why do I need octane boost for this type of trip? Well, look, the 392 only runs on premium gas. I'm not trying to mess this thing up. So, as I head out into the desert, there's going to be a lot of ground covered. In the closest cities, I don't know what they're going to have. Probably just going to be towns. Hopefully they have premium, but if they don't, I can boost it with this. My Rome case that I carry the rest of my camping gear in. As you can see, I got a little packing to do still, but some of the basic stuff. Got all these great little attachments up here to help keep all my lights, extra batteries. What I got here? Compass. A bunch of other fire starting gear. Keep all my cooking stuff. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter trip, so I'm not packing super heavy, as we really only expect to spend one night out on the trail. And of course, like I said, we're going way off the grid, so I absolutely am going to need extra fuel. Now, if you haven't, I love Rotopacks. I've used them for a long time, and they make a great product, so check them out if you haven't already. But now here's my recovery gear. Got all my winching stuff. I have a spare tire plug kit. I do obviously carry a spare, but you never know. I have a hydraulic bottle jack. The standard jack in your Jeep's not going to lift something that's on 38s and a 4-inch lift. So if you need to change a tire, go ahead and get yourself a new jack. This is just a battery box to help jump me. I got all my tools down here. Never know what's going to happen out in the trail, so you always want to be prepared. I think the biggest thing you can do is bring tools that you might need. I carry power tools and hand tools. I work on my Jeep exclusively, so for me it's easy. If you're not comfortable with fixing your own Jeep, working on it, you might want to be a little more cautious when you travel, and who you maybe travel with. You know, go with a group so you have an extra hand, whatever it may be. But I just bring all the tools I need, and then hopefully if I do have a break, I can fix it and keep going. But we'll see. Fortunately, I haven't had a lot of bad luck over the years, but you never know. Something might just come loose and we got to tighten it back up. And of course, there's a ton more. As we pack the Jeep up, I'll show you a little bit more about everything that we bring, why we bring it, and how we pack it in the Jeep. Now look, this isn't something I'm going to do on every adventure series, so keep an eye on this. If you got more trips coming up, you know, save this video, subscribe, whatever you got to do to come back and reference it. But this is just a few things that I think are really important. As I pack, you'll see a few other things that I bring, and you're going to see that later in this video, so stay tuned. So as you can see, got most of our stuff packed in here. We got our fridge, our box with all our gear, we got our chairs, got my big rhino rack bag up there with all our stuff in it, sleeping bags, fire extinguisher just in case, all my recovery gear up there as well. Firewood, obviously, it's going to be cold. Next step is getting this thing mounted up.